Greetings, my audience. Hello. I am making a movie review on 2002 Spider-Man. My name's Jake Allen Graham. That's my YouTube channel's name. And for my new audience, newcomers never seen my videos before, this my channel. That's my name. That's my channel name and my name of my own name. I am reviewing Sam Raimi's 2002 Spider-Man flick. Just the first one. I think I feel confident of saying this is the worst Marvel movie next to Avengers Endgame ever made, with the Marvel character Spider-Man and making him into a Batman knockoff. You know, in terms of, is this, you know, not like one of the cool, serious, edgy Batmans, no, more the Schumacher era Batman. You know, the one specifically played by George Clooney is what, you know, what Sam Raimi's Spider-Man comes across in his first outing, that of an engaging performance by Maguire. Flat, dull, and embarrassment to the character of Spider-Man. How dare does he wear his comic book signature costume? It's an embarrassment. He needs to earn that. He should have had to earn that. If I were the director, I would have made him strip naked and to fuck with him. And then make him ride a skateboard and call him a black person. He would call him, I would make him strip naked and make him call himself Indian. While he chants the Indian chant, riding a skateboard, is what I would do with him. I would make him humiliate himself so he can play Spider-Man and morph him into the character by making him humiliate himself. This Spider-Man is just too perfect an adult character. You know, too perfect. When I mean perfect, I mean adult character. I mean, not really that many flaws or to overcome or to struggle with of a life of his own and blah, blah, blah. But who cares? We got cool explosions. This reminds me of that other Steven Seagal movie that he made right after Under Siege that won a Razzie out of that won him a Razzie for worst director and actor. He made this movie right under his Under Siege movie. This was his passion project. That's the one where he talks, make a 5-minute speech at the end, but was cut down short to 5-minute speech. I forget what that movie was called. That Steven Seagal movie from the 90s, right after Under Siege came out in his career. This Spider-Man movie reminds me of that Steven Seagal movie. I can't remember the name. Wanna know why? Because both movies are this loud and dumb and forgettable plots that are straight up laughable. But if you're someone that dislikes to watch explosions, this is the movie for you. As what Roger Ebert would say about that Steven Seagal movie, is what I'm saying about this movie, Spider-Man 2002. It's one of those kind of movies. Where would I rank it among the, on my scale? I ranked it as a 6 out of 10. As a popcorn movie. Guilty pleasure popcorn movie. But as a Spider-Man movie, I absolutely fucking hate everything about it. Want to burn every copy to erase this from people's memory and my own memory. And if I was God, I would take the powers of God and erase this from history. And rewrite history, and make sure that Andrew Garfield was the only Spider-Man, and somehow make sure the Tom Holland Spider-Man never happened, and Andrew Garfield was the only Spider-Man that happened in live action, because he's the only Spider-Man I actually like. If I was a believable Spider-Man and as Peter Parker, I'm saying that on the record. And he's the only Spider-Man I liked, Andrew Garfield. Because his performance was more than I was, this is, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to talk about one movie. This movie. Spider-Man 2002 is a 6 out of 10. It's mediocre score at best. I would give this the same, yeah, this is the same rating I would give Dragon Ball Evolution, the only live-action Dragon Ball flick, and the James Cameron flick from 1997, Titanic movie, the last, well, decent James Cameron movie that would just was moments before he, well, swallowed his own ego. Cameron swallowed his own ego, I believe, after he made Titanic somewhere in his career. Because then he made Avatar and Avatar 2, and they just, oh my god, I don't remember them. A lot of the scenes that, I just don't know, like, I just remember James Cameron's name was on the movie Avatar, and I know I like a lot of his stuff. Even his one mediocre flick that was Titanic, but I assumed Avatar was going to be a good movie, even if it was just mediocre at best. I was going to like it. Because James Cameron, meant a seal of approval before his 2009 Avatar movie happened. But since then, I felt like his name hasn't been a seal of approval, but with the seal quality of Snoop Dogg's movies. As in, it's usually going to be a sign of crap instead of quality. I believe that James Cameron's old age has lost his crafts and has become lazy and become more of a fan on making. Well, I'm sure this was always part of the bit of making money, but I feel like that's now become his only intention, making money, and not really perfecting or improving upon his craft. So, that's my thoughts on James Cameron, and why I think Titanic's his last decent flick by James Cameron. Even though it was pretty mediocre like Spider-Man. And goofy. Like Spider-Man, like cheesy goofy, it was like Spider-Man was. So, that's why I give Spider-Man a 6 out of 10. It's a pretty goofy, mediocre movie, like Titanic from James Cameron flick. But it was not half bad. It was perfectly watchable. And I think that's enough said on this video. That's my review on James. Shit. Sorry. I got confused because I just remember James Cameron was originally going to direct this movie, Spider-Man, but something happened and Sam Raimi got pulled on the project. I wonder what that would have been like if James Cameron actually made another good movie. Or if he did make a movie, would have been good. It would have been like Avatar. I mean, I wonder when the man started to lose his talent and became lazy and rehashing the same ideas for the Avatar movies. How he just trick bag of tricks. Excuse me. I used to be also a big Sam Raimi fan before he made Spider-Man. And then he made Spider-Man 2, and he hasn't made a whole lot of good movies since he made Spider-Man 2002. I feel like that was when he started to lose his craft and swallowed his pride and believe his own hype. Time for me to take that down a peg for him. To bring him back to modesty, reality, so he can improve his craft with old age. Because he still hasn't retired yet. But he can still probably improve his craft if he's watching this movie review. He just needs to make better movies, and I just think the Spider-Man movie, was a little better than. It was more lighthearted than what Sam Raimi was doing, excuse me, before Spider-Man, because he was on making for more horror flicks that also had some camp in them, like the Evil Dead trilogy, and he was known for making stuff like that, like horror stuff, you know? Spider-Man was the first movie that he did. It was a different, he wanted to do a different lighter tone, but perhaps it was a bit too light of a tone. Like, this feels like an over course correction of what Sam Raimi was not used to doing. Like, it felt like he was so focused on, like, making Spider-Man lighthearted, he forgot to make him relatable. And a rounded character, like in the comics. Yeah, Spider-Man does come out. Yeah, Spider-Man is a lighthearted character, but he's also a relatable character and a well-rounded character. Making him the everyman guy. Yeah, that's the relatable person. That's also overpowered hero, and that was always what made him so. These are what made him popular. These things together, the fact that he was like always overpowered, but also very relatable and smart and funny as Spider-Man. Peter was in the comics, 616 and the Ultimate Comics. That's just who Peter was, you know, and I feel like, this Peter doesn't know, what Sam Raimi did was this Peter Parker. I felt like he was so focused on making him, doing something different, he forgot to make Spider-Man, the hero, relatable and likable. I mean, don't get me, that's fine, and I can't help but feel like a big problem was as Maguire is miscasted for the role of Spider-Man. The same reason why Brie Larson's miscasted as the role as Captain Marvel. She's too bland. She's not having... she's too bland. And, same goes for, Maguire Spider-Man. He's too bland. As Peter Parker and the Spider-Man, inside and outside the costume. He's more blandness, is more off the charge bland than Brie Larson's Captain Marvel and Keanu Reeves' Constantine. Or the entire cast from the Eternals characters that played the Eternals. You know the characters from the Eternals that were played by talented people? That's what this Spider-Man movie somehow less, about the same amount of blandness as the Eternals movie by Marvel Studios. Which your Walt Colorless Spider-Man 2002 Spider-Man is like that in a nutshell. Is as bland as the Eternals movie by Marvel Studios. And as boring. And it feels like it's a waste of your time. Nothing makes sense. Nothing adds up. Nothing seems to matter in the movie. But that's okay. It's just meant to get your ass in the seat. And make you, and steal you from your hard-earned monies. What's wrong with that? That's why I give Spider-Man 2002 a 6 out of 10. It's mediocre at best as a popcorn movie. But as a Spider-Man movie, I fucking hate every moment of this movie. I could go on one hell of a journey rant, but that would scare you. And be kind of sad, probably. If some of you might find it sad for me, or funny at me. It will take longer the video if I went on a rant, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to tell you to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'm ending this video now. Bye.